A very warm welcome to the seventh issue of The Missing Link. The world is facing many problems right now. But are you aware that the biggest challenge that our scientific community is facing right now is to measure time itself? Given the dynamic factors taking place today, we will need to remove 1 second from our calculation of time in the year 2029. How this situation actually cropped up, what all factors actually govern the measurement of time on Earth, we will discuss all of them in this issue of The Missing Link. In order to discuss all of this, it becomes very important to understand what is time actually. Normally, we say that the Earth completes one rotation in one day. That is what we call 24 hours. Many factors are altering this rotational period of the Earth right now. We will discuss all of those factors and all the latest research papers that have been published, which have bring us to this main problem of calculation of time. Naturally, you can expect all of these questions in the pre-exam and the main exam for next year. The first factor which actually affects the rotational period of the Earth is the moon. Surprised? Not so much. Now the thing is, Earth and the moon, they both rotate in a system. Suppose my fist is the Earth and this wire towards the end is the moon. They are rotating together as one system. Now the thing is, the moon is gradually moving away from the Earth. Now observe this thing very carefully. The Earth and the moon, they rotate with respect to each other. The moon is revolving around the Earth and they move together as a unit. Therefore, they have a uniform angular momentum as a system. Now, gradually the moon is moving away roughly 4 centimeters per year. Now, once this distance between the Earth and the moon increases, naturally the conservation of angular momentum will take into consideration, and with this factor, now the Earth will actually start rotating a little slower. Observe this. If the distance between the Earth and the moon is smaller, if you apply the same angular momentum, the Earth is rotating faster. But with the increasing distance between the Earth and the moon, the Earth actually does rotate a little slower. Now this factor has been taking place for quite some time, which is why the Earth is gradually losing its rotational speed. Because of this factor, the Earth's rotational speed is actually slowing down a little. But a series of recent research papers have been published regarding the inner core and the outer core of the Earth. If you take into consideration all of these research papers, most of the concepts with respect to the interior of the Earth have found a lot of variation in them. We are all aware that the Earth as a whole rotates from west to east. This year, a research paper has been published which has clearly established with respect to the rotation of the inner solid core. This is the outer liquid core. This is the inner solid core. As per that research paper, from the year 2009 to 2011, a major change was observed regarding the inner solid core of the Earth. Imagine this is the inner solid core of the Earth. Before 2009, like the rest of the Earth, it was also rotating from west to east. But within this period of 2009 to 2011, this took place. Suppose this is the inner solid core, 2009, 2011. As of this research paper, this is, you can say, scientifically established principle now. The inner solid core actually stopped and reversed its direction of rotation. As of today, the inner solid of the Earth, inner solid core of the Earth is rotating from east to west. Now, this change in direction of rotation of the inner solid core is not only affecting the magnetic field on Earth right now, but it is also having a profound impact on the rotational speed of the Earth. How is that so? Let's understand. The outer liquid core of the Earth is also rotating from west to east. Now, due to this change, once the inner solid core has reversed its direction of rotation, it is creating a drag or friction in the outer liquid core, which is why the outer liquid core of the Earth is actually slowing down its rotational speed. Now, when you talk about the Earth as a whole, just the Earth, it also has an angular momentum. Now, since the outer liquid core is slowing down a little, the rest of the Earth has actually picked up speed to conserve that angular momentum. So, the bottom line is, because of this reversal of change of the inner solid core's rotation, the rest of the Earth has actually started rotating a little faster. The first factor with respect to the moon was actually slowing down the Earth's speed of rotation, but because of this factor, the Earth has actually started rotating faster. This factor has led the Earth to spin so fast that by the year 2026, we had to remove 1 second from 24 hours calculation of our time. But after this discovery, one more factor was discovered, which has forced us to make further alterations in this removal of 1 second. We are all aware that the polar ice is melting at a rapid rate. Now, when you talk about this is Antarctica, this is all the polar ice which is rapidly melting. Now, understand this thing very carefully. This melting of ice, it has not begun right now. The ice age, the last ice age, Pleistocene ice age, it ended 11,700 years ago. What do we mean by that? We mean by that for the past 12,000 years, glaciers and ice sheets have been receding at the polar areas. And all of this has had a profound effect on the Earth's rotational speed as well. How? Now imagine if all the weight, like for example during the ice age, all the ice is present along the polar ice caps, along the axis of rotation. Now when all the weight is confined along the axis of rotation, the Earth can rotate in a more stable and fast way. Just like a ballerina. If a ballerina has to rotate faster, they confine all their weight towards the center of their axis of rotation. But now, due to all the melting ice, all the weight is being redistributed away from the axis of rotation. Because of all of this redistribution of weight of ice, melt water, the weight is being redistributed away from the polar areas. This factor of melting ice is actually causing the Earth to slow down a little. When you take into consideration all of these three factors, two factors are actually slowing down the rotational speed of the Earth, namely the moon moving away from the Earth and the weight of the ice, weight being redistributed from the polar areas towards the rest of the world. But the one factor which is actually increasing the speed of rotation of the Earth right now is the slowing down of the outer liquid core of the Earth. The net result is that the Earth's rotational speed is in fact increasing. 1 second was to be removed by 2026, but because of this factor now, we will need to remove 1 second from our calculation of time in the year 2029. So basically, you can say that the Earth is gradually picking up speed, but a little slowly. In order to understand all of this, it becomes very crucial to understand how do we actually calculate time on Earth. You'll be surprised. Now, first of all, we are all aware that we talk about the rotational speed of the Earth. The Earth never rotates at a constant speed. So the factor, the calculation of time that takes into account the rotational speed of the Earth is called universal time 1. This time is actually measured by considering the rotation of the Earth with respect to far off celestial objects. We convert it into the solar time by different formulae as well. But the bottom line is, this is the true rotational speed of the Earth, which is actually variable. It varies every day, it varies every year, and we cannot vary our time on our clocks. We need to convert this time for the 24 hours that we measure for our day-to-day timeline. For that, we use the coordinated universal time, that is called UTC. It is based upon the International Atomic Time. Basically, atomic clocks are used. For example, in India, we have the cesium atomic clocks. These radioactive elements, they decay, they have a half-life, and the rate of decay, the amount of elements decaying are measured, and we use that unit as 1 second. And we basically try to match this atomic time with the Earth's actual rotational time. Naturally, there will be a variation between the two. This is a fixed time, this is a variable time. Since the rotational speed of the Earth initially, it was observed initially that it was slowing down. Since the Earth's rotational speed was actually slowing down, we had to keep adding some time in the coordinated universal time. Let me explain. Suppose the Earth is initially rotating at, you can say it completes one rotation in 24 hours. Therefore, we can bifurcate our time as equal 24 hours. But now, we set that time according to our atomic clocks as well. We check the rate of disintegration of cesium. But now the Earth is spinning a little slower. The Earth is actually spinning a little slower as per the earlier, you can say, scientific discoveries. But now, when we calculate time with respect to the atomic clocks, it will show some extra time. So, in order to match these two, since 1972, the Earth's scientists, they have been practicing a policy of adding 1 leap second. What is a leap second? For example, since 1972, 27 times 1 second has been added to our coordinated universal time, so that these two measurements of time can keep on coinciding. You do not want the Earth's rotational period to be different than our calculation of time. But the rotational speed of the Earth is constantly changing. On Earth right now, since 1972, we have added 1 second 27 times, because the Earth till now was actually slowing down. But now, for the very first time, the Earth's rotational speed is actually picking up. It is actually gaining speed. So for the first time, our coordinated universal time is about to overtake the rotational period of the Earth. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, the Earth's rotational speed is gaining. And for that, we will need to remove 1 second from our actual coordinated universal time. This is called a negative leap second. This has never been implemented on Earth right now. This has never been implemented on Earth right now, which is why scientists and everyone across the Earth is actually worried because of that. It was relatively easier to add a second in all of the clocks of the Earth. But now, no clock or no time capsule, or you can say time measurement unit on Earth, is actually meant, or actually you can say designed in such a way to lose 1 second. For example, every computer on Earth, it is very easy to add 1 second to that. We have done that 27 times since 1972. But now, because of the faster rotation of the Earth, we will need to remove 1 second from our calculation. Now, this is very difficult, as no software on Earth, no calculation on Earth can take into account of removing 1 second from our calculation, which is why the world's scientific community is driven mad by this discussion. I have added all of this and all the technical details in a very simple language in the document attached to this issue. As always, you can download that document from the Telegram channel of our institute. Nevertheless, this is all for this issue of the missing link. Stay tuned for further information. Thank you.